Hey everybody, today is Friday, November 4th, 2022, and we're back once again at the Valley Forge National Historical Park. Look at that fog rolling in. That is beautiful. Though we're not actually out here today to take a look at anything historical per se, though we are here once again in a historical park, so who knows? We might come across something historical as we walk, but today the reason why we are out here is to just relax and to kind of take a day off. And I'm going to give you guys a bit of a life update, if you will, because last week, or I guess it was maybe 2 weeks ago at this point, I was telling you guys about all kinds of crazy things going on in my life. My car had broke. There was an issue with that. The roofing situation only got worse. That was crazy. And there was a surgery I was going to get done, but ended up maybe possibly not getting done because it was going to cost me a lot more money than I had anticipated it actually costing me. So today is a life update, going to tell you guys all about what's going on with my crazy life, but I'm going to do it in a very relaxing place, like this beautiful field here at Valley Forge National Historical Park. So the car, Pumpkin, what ended up happening to Pumpkin? Well, after not driving her for 2 weeks because I was down in Walt Disney World, the first time I started her up, she had an issue. She was shaking kind of crazy, and the check engine light came on, wasn't blinking, was on solid, but the light came on, had no idea what the issue was, so drove up to the garage, which was only like 2 blocks away from my house, and it turns out it needed a new coil. So that's apparently a thing. Apparently a coil has something to do with the way your car starts. I have no idea. I'm not a mechanic. I really know nothing about cars, but I needed a new coil. So that was something I had to get replaced. Wasn't too crazy expensive, but after parts and labor, it was a bit more than I had anticipated on spending. It was an expense I was not intending on spending whatsoever. I mean, especially after I just got back from Walt Disney World, spending money down in Disney, I get back home and end up having to pay X amount of dollars to get a new coil replaced in my car. So that was a expense that was very much unexpected, and I had not anticipated on actually having to spend. So that was fun, but Pumpkin is fine now. She's okay. There's no more issues. The coil has been replaced. She is drivable, hasn't given me any more issues. So my Kia Soul, once again, is doing just fine. So she's good, but again, an expense I was not anticipating on spending. So that kind of stunk. But now on to the roof. What ended up happening to that? So as you guys know, through my ceiling, there were nails sticking out. It was something we had not actually noticed. They had come out, they had put the new roof on. We did not know there were nails sticking through our ceiling until one day my wife happened to look up at the ceiling and she went, wait, hold on, what is that? She thought maybe the ceiling was leaking or something, and then she got closer and realized there's actually nails coming through the ceiling right up along the roof ridge. So it was in an area that's kind of dark. There's not really a lot of light that gets that area of the ceiling, and it's right by this big wooden beam, so it kind of blended in. So we actually didn't even notice the nails coming through the ceiling until a couple weeks after they had already been done putting the roof in. So that was fun, and it was also another disaster. So I don't think these guys have any idea what they're actually doing. So they came out, and instead of actually taking the nails out of the roof, fixing that situation, and then coming back and spackling and painting all that stuff, they decided to bang the nails up into the roof, spackle, paint, and then come back the following day and take the nails out. I specifically told the guy who runs the company, don't do it that way. That's not how you do it. Take the nails out first and then spackle and then paint. Don't do it backwards. And he's like, oh no, these guys are professionals. They know what they're doing. I'm not the professional, which that alone should have made me go, what do you mean you're not the professional? But because he's not. He's literally a guy who has a roofing company who doesn't know how to do roofing. He hires other people. It's a contractor thing. It's ridiculous. Anyway, but so that's what they did. They kind of hammered the nails up. They patched the holes. They spackled over them. They repainted. And then the next day they came out, and then they took the nails out of the roof and put new nails in, the proper size nails in. And of course, when they did that, there was more holes in the ceiling. The holes came back because they did it backwards. I'm sure anybody who knows anything about home repairs or just building in general knows that's backwards. That's not how you do things. You take the nails out first and then you patch. You don't patch, then take the nails out, because you're just going to create more problems. And sure enough, that's what they did. And the owner of the company was like, oh, I guess you were right. Yeah, I was right. So anyway, that was nuts. So they ended up having to come back out again and fix the holes again, which was crazy. It's one thing after another with this roofing company. and it's driving me crazy. The good news is we did get our whole entire cathedral ceiling repainted for free, because the painters, they had come out, looked at the ceiling and said, well, who knows when this ceiling was painted last. There's no way we're going to be able to get the paint that we have to put over the patches to match the rest of the ceiling. So they actually ended up painting the whole entire ceiling for us. So our whole entire cathedral ceiling is now a bright, beautiful new white. So that was nice. We did get a free paint job, so that was fantastic. You can kind of tell where the patches are, which kind of bugs me. Luckily, it's right up by the roof ridge. Like I said, it's in an area that's very dark. It doesn't get a lot of light there, so you don't see it unless you're literally up there with a flashlight looking. You're not going to notice the patches. Had this come through at any other spots, had the nails come through at any other spot in the roof, I would have been calling a lawyer, because they would have literally had to replace my entire ceiling, because the ceiling actually is this like kind of decorative wood. It's something from the 1960s. It's this wood with like a decorative finish. It's not plaster. It's a wood ceiling. It's very interesting, and it's not something you can just say, oh, let's go to Home Depot and get a new piece of wood and replace. No, it's a whole thing, and luckily it was the nails came through in an area that you can't really notice, because had they come through like in the middle of the ceiling, I would have been calling my lawyer and saying, you need to replace not just the roof, but the entire ceiling. The entire ceiling of this house now has to come off, and you have to replace the whole thing. That's what I would have been telling them, but luckily that wasn't the case, because you would have been able to see the patches had it been, just directly in the middle of the ceiling somewhere. But anyway, so that's taken care of. Again, it was a disaster. I actually cursed out the owner of the roofing company, because I was upset at this point, mainly because when the painters came out, the painters they had hired, it wasn't their painters, they had hired different painters to come out. Again, this guy's a contractor, so he hired painters to come out to fix the issue. And when they were hammering the nails back up into the roof, again, does this sound ridiculous to any? If any of you guys are like, why would they do that? That's my question. It just saying it sounds ridiculous. Again, when they hammered the nails back up into the roof instead of pulling them out first, they actually like dinged up the 1960 whatever wood beams that we have in the cathedral ceiling. So the cathedral ceiling actually is a bunch of slats of these beautiful stained wooden beams, and they dinged them all up. Why they weren't just careful when they were doing that, I have no idea, but they messed them all up. I at that point was livid. I went off. I freaked out. I was cursing. There was no longer Mr. Polite Dave. I was upset at this point, because I was telling them, like, it's always with you when you guys come out here, it's always one step forward, two steps back. You try to fix something and end up creating more problems. I'm like, I was going nuts. I was really angry. The owner actually ended up leaving, because I was so ticked off. He does not seem happy with me anymore, but that's okay, because I'm not happy with him anymore for his horrible job he did on my roof. But anyway, so they actually ended up fixing that. They fixed the wood. It looks okay now, but it was nuts. So that's all taken care of. That's all done with. Hopefully that is the end of the roofing issues. We haven't had any leaks. Knock on wood. There you go. Knock on wood. We haven't had any leaks so far. Who knows? If anything new happens with the roof, if we do have a leak, we do have a new problem, I would not be surprised. It would not surprise me at all if something else happens. I'm hoping we are done with the situation. I hope I never have to talk to these roofers again, but who knows at this point. So anyway, that's all taken care of. That's all fixed. It's not as good as I want it to be, but it's taken care of. It's done. The gutters are still a disaster. I really wish they would have replaced the original gutter guards that they screwed up with the same type of gutter guards. The ones that they put on now, they're gutter guards, but they're still collecting leaves like crazy. I am not happy with that. Will I call the Better Business Bureau? I might. Some of you guys were actually suggesting I do that. Some of you guys said, call the Better Business Bureau. Like try to get your money back. See what they can do. I might end up doing that, because I'm not happy with the job they did at all, which is crazy, because like pretty much every single one of my neighbors on my block has used this company and has had nothing but great things to say about them. Why our whole roofing issue was a disaster, I have no idea. Maybe they had problems and they haven't noticed them yet. I have no idea, but for us, I don't know why. It was just one problem after another, after another, after another, and I'm still not actually 100% happy. So, but anyway, hopefully that's all taken care of, and I no longer ever have to call that roofing guy again. I hope, I pray. Again, I really wish, I really hope I don't have to call that guy ever again. But anyway, so that's all taken care of. So lastly is the elective surgery I was going to get done. Some of you guys actually guessed as to what that surgery was, and those of you who did guess, you were correct. It was supposed to be free. I went onto the website of my insurance company. It said, oh, it's a preventative procedure. It's a preventative surgery. So it's free. It's covered. It doesn't cost anything. So great. Awesome. Fantastic. Turns out that actually wasn't true. The website was wrong, and it was going to cost me like $400 to get this done, which, don't get me wrong, $400 is a lot of money. But normally I could be like, okay, $400, I can swing $400. I'll figure it out. It's $400, not a big deal. And it's a surgery I really want to get done. I still want to get the surgery done. I will get the surgery done at some point, but yeah, again, $400, normally I could swing $400. I could figure that out. But after paying for the new roof, we had to get put on the house. So that was crazy expensive. And then Pumpkin with the issues there, and coming back from Disney, and there was a whole bunch. Oh, we had an oil bill because our house is heated by oil. The price of oil has gone like through the roof, so that ended up costing us a ton of money. So it was just bill after bill after bill after bill, and issue after issue after issue, piling up on top of each other all at the same exact time. I could not swing $400. I was like, $400 is just right now. It's too much. I can't for something I don't have to do. For something that I want to do, something that at some point I should do, but something that I don't have to 100% necessarily get done, I had to put it off. I had to call up and cancel the surgery. But eventually, at some point, once things maybe hopefully mellow back down, and there's a plateau of not having to pay all these crazy bills and everything, and just the insanity all coming at one time, then I will get that surgery done. So anyway, guys, there you go. That's my life update and how crazy things have been recently. So the car is fixed. Again, an expense I had not anticipated on spending, but at least Pumpkin is good to go. She's driving just fine. The roof, the ceiling, hopefully that's all done and taken care of. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath on that. Again, like I said, if something else ends up going wrong, if we find a leak or we find another issue, I wouldn't be surprised at this point, but hopefully that's not the case. So as far as everything I know of, it's all taken care of, so that's good. And the surgery, like I said, I'm not getting it done as of right now. I will eventually get it done. It is something I absolutely 100% want to do and will do in the future. It's just right now, I'm not going to be getting it done because, again, it wasn't something I need to do. It wasn't something I have to do, and it was going to cost me $400 more than it was supposed to, because, again, according to the website, it was supposed to be free. We called the insurance company, and they said, oh, yeah, our website's wrong. Gee, you think? I should have said, well, your website said this, so I went for free. I should have argued with them, but I was after arguing with the roofing guy, I was all done with arguing. I was over arguing. So anyway, guys, that's it. That's the life update. Wanted to come out here, just do some relaxing walking through Valley Forge National Historical Park. Look at the cannons here. Look at these. These are cool. Replica cannons, spray painted to kind of look like weathered bronze. They need to repaint those. Yikes. That is so bad looking. I love Valley Forge, but man, that is a terrible, terrible paint job on those cannons. Again, not real cannons, not actual cannons from the Revolutionary War. These are replicas, but still, what a terrible paint job. Anyway, guys, so that is it. These cannons are awesome, though. All right, guys, like I said, just want to come out here, have a nice, relaxing walk through the field with you guys, give you guys a bit of a life update on what's been going on with everything in my crazy life as of recently. Hopefully all the craziness is over, though, and everything will just go back to normal, and I won't be so stressed out anymore. We'll see. Who knows? For right now, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to go take a walk, because I need to just take a walk today. But with that, guys, like I said, I am going to let you go. So as always, thank you so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Of course, check down below for links to Patreon. If you guys do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month. I was actually a little late sending postcards out this month. What is today? The 4th. I usually send them out on the 1st. Today's the 4th. So I was only 3 days late. I actually sent them out today. So if you're expecting one to arrive and it comes a couple days late, I do apologize, because sent them out today. So postcards have gone out. But if you do become a patron, I will send you a postcard every single month from the road. Also check down below for a link to Spreadshirt, where you can grab yourself retro rest stop t-shirts. Proceeds both from Spreadshirt and from Patreon do go to help putting gas in Pumpkin, or today inside Vanabelle. Yeah, I took Vanabelle out here today. So it goes to help putting gas in Pumpkin and in Vanabelle, so we can come out to fun, interesting places like this. You can have all kinds of fun, interesting videos. So, all right, guys, that's it. So, like I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And if you guys do subscribe, or you are subscribed, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how your life is going. Is your life as crazy as mine has been over the last, month or two? Hopefully not. Hopefully things are going better for you. But if they are, let me know. Let me know how things are going. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys. So, all right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video. Have a good one. Bye.